Hi guys, it's your girl Brandy. How you doing? Um, I heard that people that watch YouTube don't want to see a floating head for 20 minutes to a half hour, but there's really nowhere I can go right now, so I'm just gonna sit on my bed and talk to you guys. Um, my channel is about my journey with my dad, and his cancer, and it's very rough. I've never ever in my whole life thought that I would ever have to go through this. And I want to talk about my dad, my life, and hopefully I can help a lot of people out there. I am older, so I can give some good advice. And it's so funny how I see all these rich people on TV and they always get a book. They'll be on TV for 1 year and then they get to write a book. And there's nothing for them to write about except that they cook, they make money, they're married to a rich man, and that's about it. I wish I could write a book. Oh my God, I've had the craziest life. So I would love to do that. But um, I can't write a book. So what I'm going to do is talk to you guys on here and talk about my life. So I want to start with my dad's cancer. It happened about a year ago, and he had problems peeing constantly and finally went to the doctor and he had a growth on his bladder. So, like a long story short, it's been a year now. And I've been taking him to radiation every day, chemotherapy, and it's very rough. I live here with my dad. I have a 16-year-old son, and I don't have anywhere to go. Every day I'm petrified, not only to lose my dad, but where am I going to go? This is his house. He owns his own business. It's his business. And I'm so afraid every day of my life. That's all I think about. What's going to happen? How am I going to grieve? How long is it going to take me to grieve? Will I snap? Will I go into a mental institution? What's going to happen to me? And you go all these years and years and years having fun in your life. And then you kind of hit a certain age and your parents start getting older and you have to deal with this. And I'm very close to my dad, so it's going to kill me even worse. But I'm here to tell so many young girls, when you're younger, go to school, go to college, do what you're supposed to do. Because if you don't, you're going to wind up like me, scared to death that you're not going to have a home to live in, you know, no boyfriend, no husband. It's very scary to be alone. And I'm always alone. All I do is sit in my thoughts and I think 24 hours a day. That's all I do is think. And that's why I'm on here, guys, because I don't get to talk to a lot of people, but I could talk to you guys, you know, make my videos, and hopefully everybody will listen. And so I can get all this out. But you do need to go to school and go to college and make a life for yourself and be independent, because if you're not, it sucks, because I'm living proof that one day, like if you live with your dad and you never got your own place, and parents get old, and then when they die, you have nowhere to go like me. And it's the scariest, scariest feeling. And I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what I'm going to do. I was I had a rough childhood, and I had so many things happen to me. And instead of being a survivor, I was weak. I was weak. And being weak gets you nowhere. You have to survive. You have to be strong. You have to do things on your own. And for some reason, I don't know why I just couldn't I didn't have the gumption, and I don't know what it's from. There's certain things I'm strong about, but when it comes to just getting my own life, I'm scared to death and I don't like change. But things are changing right now. Things are changing. Like I said, my dad's really sick. Um, I take him, like I said, I take him to radiation every day, but he skips so many appointments for radiation. It's like he doesn't care. He thinks it's a joke, and it's not a joke. You know, it's not a joke. You can't miss all these appointments, and that's what he's doing. My father got a pacemaker last year. He smokes a pack a day. I mean, listen, guys, anybody, if you have cancer, take it from me because I'm living with this every day. Go to your appointments, don't miss. Because if you do miss, there's an 85% chance that you can get it back. And you have families, make sure you do what you got to do because what happens is your family suffers. Your kids suffer, your grandkids suffer. You know, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here, but I don't have nowhere to go. I feel like this is all my fault. My son, he's 16. When I was 16, I never worried about my parents dying, but he's very close to my dad. So, what I've done, I live here with my kid, and every day he has to deal with my dad. Seeing my dad sitting on the couch not feeling good, seeing my dad's stomach hurt. And I feel like I put my son through this. And I feel so terrible for it. I just wish I would have got out of here years ago and it have just been me and my son. I remember last year my dad was in the hospital, actually about 6 months ago, for a couple days. And my son's a wonderful kid. He really is. But sometimes he gets really ornery. And these 2 days my dad was in the hospital, my son catered to me for 2 days. I was shocked. I'm like, what the heck? He never acted like that. And then on the second day, he looked at me, he said, Mom, I wish it was just you and I all the time. And I said, so do I. And I thought to myself, Brandy, why didn't you take him out of this house years ago? Take him out now. He doesn't need to live like this. But I just don't know what to do. I've worked for my dad for so long, it's the only thing I know. My dad has a company that I work for, and that's how I make my money. It's not a lot of money, but it's a job and it keeps a roof over our head. But like I said, if something happens to my dad, I don't know where I'm going to go. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I have to be strong for my son. I have to make sure I have somewhere to live for my kid. Um, and I'm so happy to be on here and talk to you guys because I have so many friends and they're wonderful friends. But you can't constantly talk about your depressing life all day. People don't want to hear that. And as much as they love you, they just they can only hear so much before they think to themselves, "Oh God, are we going to talk about Brandy and her dad again? Um, her dad's sick today again." I can't do that, and I can't tell my son about it because I don't want to make him upset. So I act like everything's fine. But I'm so sick of this life. I mean, I don't even want to come down in the morning and go downstairs. My dad's always in the living room. I have to dump his container that he pees in, and I get so scared. Is this pee going to be yellow? Is it going to be okay? Is the color normal? I mean, that's all I do every day. asking him, "Are you okay, Dad? How do you feel? Do you need to go to the doctor? Do you need this? Do you need that? Do you need diapers?" All I do is wash his clothes, get him diapers. I'm not that old. I don't want to live like this. I don't. But I'm in it. I'm stuck in it. And I feel like I can't get out. I just feel like I can't get out. So I'm stuck in it right now. And it sucks. It really does. I don't want to live like this. I don't want to see my dad suffering. I don't. I mean, every day I'm like, "Dad, what did you eat? Did you eat today? Are you eating? Do you need this? Do you need that?" I would love to have a boyfriend or a husband that I could worry about, not a 71-year-old dad all day long. And even if I didn't live here, of course I would take care of my father. I would come over every day. But I don't want to live here in it because I don't want to see him sick. It's not supposed to be like this. And I have friends whose parents are sick, and they'll tell me, "Oh, I'm going to go visit my mom or go visit my dad today, check up on them, cook for them." But then they get to go home. They get to go home at night with their husband. Me, I'm stuck here. I'm stuck here. And I go to bed at night and I'm up all night worrying. I mean, death, just, my uncle passed away a few years ago who I was very close to. My best friend passed away years and years ago. He was my best friend in the whole world. And that hurt me. My uncle, that killed me. But I've never experienced a mom or a dad dying. But I'm not saying my dad's dying. I feel like anyone who's sick, I think they're dying. That's just my personality. I get very stressed out and nervous, but we don't, I don't know what's going to happen. But I just always think the worst. And it's just very hard. So, but I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself. I grew up in South Philly, then I moved to Jersey. Um and about 20 years ago I met a man who I was totally in love with, and we had a baby. And now that baby's 16, but I'm still in love with my son's dad. I haven't had a boyfriend since in 13 years because I'm so in love with him and I can't get it out of my head. And that has made me stop growing too because I keep living in the past. What would have been if me and my son's dad were together and raised our son? I had a chance 13 years ago. I did. I had a chance to get married, get a house with my son's father, and be so happy, but I blew it. We got on drugs and everything fell apart. And I blew that. And ever since then, I just can't find anybody as wonderful as I thought he was. So that's another thing I always think about. I had to raise my son on my own. And it's so hard. I've done it and I've done a damn good job of it, but it's very hard. And I just feel like if something happens with my dad, um just the whole world's gonna be on my shoulders. I have this house. What am I going to do with the house? I have my dad's business and his business. I've just never had these thoughts before, and it consumes me. But getting it out really does help. It really does. Um, I watch TV a lot, which is really gets me through a lot. I watch all reality shows and I make fun of everybody on there. So that makes me, that makes me happy because I don't get out much. I always want to be home for my son. I want to make sure when I get home from work, I'm here for him. I don't, hang out with my friends that much. I talk to them a lot, but I don't go out a lot. But that's basically my life. Taking care of my son and taking care of my dad. And like I said, it's no fun when you have to take care of an old man all day long, all night long, and that's all you do. You don't do anything else. I just wish I would have changed my life. And that's why, like I said, I'm trying to tell young girls, whoever sees this, be independent, do your own thing, do not depend on a man, don't depend on your husband, don't depend on your father, don't depend on your mom. You have to depend on yourself. You have to depend on yourself, or you're going to be stuck in a situation in a life that you don't want. Um, I'm going to take you through um, with my dad's cancer, everything that happens. He has radiation tomorrow. I'll let you know how that goes. And like I said, I'll just be on here all the time. And hopefully, you guys listen and come with me on this journey. I don't know how long it's going to last, but we'll see. Hopefully, it lasts a long time, right? Because I don't want it to be short, because then you know what that means. But I want to show you guys my best friend. If I didn't have her, I don't know what I would do. Her name is Gia Marie Karanji. She was named after the supermodel Gia Marie Karanji from the late 70s, early 80s, who I'm obsessed with. But this is my baby. Say hi. Yummy kisses. This is Gigi, and she makes me feel so much better. She's always there when I'm crying. She never leaves my she never leaves my, oh, don't lick my nose. She never leaves my side. She's tired right now. She likes to sleep all night long with mommy. But she's a good girl. She's my baby. When my son used to go to his dad's every other weekend, she would always be next to me and help me because I would always be sad. I'm always sad no matter what. I just got some rough stuff going on right now. And it feels like it's never going to end. Did you ever feel like you just never happy no matter what? There's spurts in life where you're happy for a little bit of time, but then that goes away and it's back to sadness again. And I just want to wake up one day and be happy that day and not have a worry in the world. I just want to wake up and go, oh, I don't have to think about cancer today. I don't have to think about, is my dad going to be okay today? I don't have to think about anything. I know that day's going to come. I don't know when, but I know it's going to come. I do. And that's the only thing that keeps me going, is I know that one day I'm going to be happy. If I didn't have that hope, then I don't think I'd be able to go on. I'm just living for that day when I can wake up, the sun is shining, and I don't have any worries. I don't have any worries. I'm going to go now, guys, but I'm going to be back on here tomorrow and let you know how radiation went with my dad. And I'll be on here, all the time to let you know what's going on with him and how my life is going. But thank you for listening, and subscribe and like if you like my video, which I hope you do. Hopefully the next videos I make will be a little bit happier, but right now I'm a little sad, just going through a lot. So I love you guys. I'll talk to you soon. Mwah.